For anybody who would ever watch my videos, this is probably the most important one. This could be the most important video that I ever record, because everything is energy, and we make things into big or small through our own perception, which is not an actual reality. It's an illusion, and just as something perceivably big becomes unattainable, it becomes attainable in a shift of perception. Can you see that? So that also means that pettiness is what is being perceived as minuscule, as something just this inside myself, but it's actually really, it's huge. It's huge. Pettiness, walking around having a bunch of derogatory judgments regarding your neighbors or people in your family or friends even. Having pettiness, entertaining pettiness is actually huge. It's so big because it affects your energy and your general state of being, which is your attractor, which is what creates your reality, which is your projection and your reflection. So it's not the small thought about just that. It's what that energy creates. And if you're irritated over your neighbor or anything, if you keep that irritation within yourself regarding anything, which is pettiness, you're just maintaining and sustaining a sour atmosphere. It's like you're entertaining a gray sky within yourself. And do that often enough, and the sky can be blue and the sun will shine, but your neighbor has still parked their bicycle a bit crooked outside. It's always something. And that's what it stems from, is where everything stems from. It's from you. What you project is something that has to do with some form of teaching coming back to you. So what is that trying to teach you? Maybe a bit of acceptance. And as this is happening within you, what is that acceptance about? It's about you. So maybe there are some demands and some expectations that are creating a conflict inside of you, where you have problems relaxing and accepting yourself, which makes you have a hard time being relaxed and accepting, as in understanding of the world you perceive outside of yourself, as you have a hard time understanding and perceiving your inner world. So entertaining pettiness is just keeping you in that like vacuum of nothing. it's just the grayscale of, it's like you're not going backwards, you're not going forward, you are just in a state of discontent. And why I wanted to make this video is because I wish that I could communicate through what I'm saying the effect what something perceivably small has, if you understand that it's actually not small. If you have an amplifier and a CD player connected to that amplifier, let's see if this makes sense. It makes sense to me. But there's a signal cable going from the CD player to the amplifier that is communicating the information from the CD to the amplifier, which delivers it out to the speakers. If you cut that signal cable with a pair of scissors, or disconnect it from the amplifier, and you stick that in your mouth, you will feel nothing. You will feel nothing because it's such a low current, that signal. So you won't even notice it. But it carries all that music. It carries all of that information, all of that power that the music has, which to me becomes such an indicator of, it doesn't have to be with so much juice, it can still affect and deliver a lot of emotion in just the communication. So imagine then, if you have that information, if it's a song that's complaining, or if it's a song that is appreciating, and you run that through the amplifier, that's you. That's your heart. And the more irritated you are, and the more appreciative you are, the stronger you amplify that signal that's coming from the CD, the information. So you have the information, you have the thought, you have the vision, you have whatever is outside of yourself, and then you amplify that with your investment, your emotional investment, as you amplify that with your heart. And that's what you project out, and that's what you get a reflection of. So please do not write off pettiness as to being small. It is huge. It's huge. I have witnessed people that are, because it's kind of a passive aggressive thing, because you're carrying so much inside of yourself. I have experienced people that are more expressive regarding these things, and they aren't listening to themselves talking. It's become a habit. They're not aware. And that's the key to everything. The key to everything is awareness. And when you become aware, you are objective. Not as in you object, but objective as in relation to the contrast of being subjective. You become objective and you can actually look at what's going on, and then you get the choice to make a change. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. And energy in motion is emotion. And that in a maintained aspect as to more general throughout the day becomes a state of feeling, being. And you can be true to peace and harmony, or you can be false in relation to that, which is a state of feeling that is either destructive or constructive, as in negative or positive. And you will get a reply from that as the universe just delivers. So if you are irritated, and if you are petty, if you are living with pettiness regarding everything around you and your neighbors and the school and the system and the bills and the grocery prices and the grass not being cut the length that you want to, and the list goes on and on and on for people like this, you are just asking for more. That's what you're doing. You are communicating to God, source, universe, and actually saying, I love this. I want more of this. I want so much of this until I get a heart attack or I get a stroke from it, because I want to get so irritated that I eventually die. I want my body to become full of disease because negativity is just something that I wish to have more and more and more in my life. That's what you're doing. That's what a human being who is like that is actually doing. Because the universe, God, source, is not evaluating, it just delivers. Here you go. As you ordered. So, to create a world of love, to create a world where things are getting better, to create a world where things are loving, but also in order, is created with some form of harmony. As for allowance, acceptance, but also a bit of structure. But not pettiness, not complaining, not full of sorrow, not full of focusing on all the shit, not full of focusing on how bad everything is, not focusing on what's missing, not focusing on anything other than we have a lot to be grateful for. We have a lot of things that makes life easier for us. Most of us have running water. Most of us have an indoor climate that makes for a comfortable living without making a fire. Most of us have other human beings that we can say hello to and talk to every day. Most of us have food to eat. Most of us can choose from a variety of different clothes in our wardrobe. But you can find pettiness in that wardrobe as well. You can find negativity in your neighbors, and you can find negativity as to maybe my shower isn't exactly the shower I wished for. Just complaining, this pettiness, complaining, complain. Then you are creating, you are actually investing and contributing to a world of shit. That's what you're doing. Because that's what you're emanating, that's what you are projecting, and that is what's gonna become reflected back to you in your experience. When I meet somebody who complains regarding the weather, for instance, I meet people sometimes who say, oh, it's so rainy today, I wish there would be more sunshine. And when I meet them 3 days later when there is sunshine, it is too hot and it's too sunny And I wish we could have a little more mild climate, because this is so hot. I laugh at him. I just laugh. And when we part, I wish them well and good luck with their cancer or stroke or heart attack or losing their legs or whatever is gonna happen, because that's what they are creating. Pettiness, sour, complaining. It's like the best piece of lyrics I've ever heard in music is from the Captain Hollywood Project, which is a group that made Eurodance back in the 90s, which is a music style that I love. And I believe it's from the song More and More. And it's a good lyric. It's a great lyric all in all. But there's a line in there that says, love cannot remain as long as you complain. That's gold. That's brilliant to me, because it's a universe that is all attractive. And you are not manifesting and attracting things sometimes. And then when you are getting a negative experience, you are not manifesting, you are not attracting. It doesn't work like that. You're always attracting. It just depends on what your general state of feeling is as to what you are attracting. And that depends on if you have had enough of the shit and actually become mature enough to change your mind, to change your attitude, and to change for the better, as to make yourself feel better, as to make the world better. And that's how we do it. Life is 1 zillion trillion million billion% the inside out. Please stop complaining. Please stop attracting what you do not want. Please start attracting what you really want, as in being grateful in the present moment, finding happiness and joy in whatever. Find appreciation that you actually have human beings around you, because otherwise you would be completely alone. And that's actually a human being's greatest fear, to be alone. You know why a human being's greatest fear is to be alone? Because they're left with themselves. And most people are not in great company with themselves. You are, if you are loving. So many people need to do some self-realization and actually look at themselves and stop looking outside and see where everything stems from and actually create an environment inside themselves which is loving. And then they actually like to be in solitude because they love themselves so much. They appreciate themselves. They appreciate their own love, just for the sake of love, not complaining. 20 minutes in 20 seconds. Pettiness, no. Appreciation, yeah. I love you. Bye.